I hope that you enjoyed that presentation, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, we come to the end of our program owners and developers section. And I'm sure that you will have seen one or two or even 4 programs that particularly interest you. Speaking for myself, they all look like wonderful programs. Yes, I really hope I have time to do them all. They all have something so valuable to contribute. And of course, now the next question is probably, what do you do? You've seen these amazing programs. There's one that interests you, or maybe all of them. But what do you do? What are the steps that you need to take to actually implement this in your school? And we're not going to keep you waiting, because our next presenter is a curriculum specialist, and that is exactly what he'll be talking with us about. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Johann Bruwer. He has been involved in educational teaching for 34 years. His career started in Kimberley at one of the poorest schools in that city. He says he arrived as a young and inexperienced teacher, and he was faced with the most extreme of socioeconomic circumstances with the children that he taught in the classroom. He then moved to Worcester, where he taught for 5 years, and then he was promoted to Villiersdorp, to Laerskool de Villiers Graaf. And he was there for 7 years, and then he became the principal of that primary school. And it's a position that he held until June 2012. Now, since 2012, and currently still, he's the principal of Laerskool de Jurist in Wellington, which coincidentally is where I went to primary school. And I wonder if that motto that was always on the wall where you go into the big gate of the grade 1 classrooms, "Die Jurist het gelukkige kinders," whether it's still on the wall. During this time, he became involved in coaching, and he was the under-13 Cravenweek coach for the Boland team. He says his true passion is the well-being of our children. I think that's something we can all get behind. And he values the well-being of our children and the values that need to be instilled in them from a young age. He says he's known for his alternative way of dealing with South Africa's education system. He considers himself privileged to have been exposed to no less than 5 curriculums during his teaching career. And this enables him to take the best aspects of all these different curriculums and combine them into a program or that optimally serves the children and for their future. And this is also how Jurist Laerskool was able to create a values-based program to guide their children. He's married to Sarita. She's also a teacher, and they have 2 children, a married daughter and a son, who are also both teachers. That is quite a teaching legacy, Johann. Johann's life motto, this is great. It's communication builds relationships. Relationships are so important. It reminds me of like Bert said, the importance of dialogue. So that's great. So Johann, please stand closer. We are very excited and honored to hear about implementing alternative programs in schools.